Means of irrigation. The agricultural prosperity of any area largely depends upon irrigation. The main sources of irrigation as depicted on topo sheet by conventional signs are wells, springs, tanks, and canals. The nature and source of irrigation depend upon the relief of land. In plain areas, canals and wells are the main sources of irrigation. In plateau area, tank irrigation is more common. Although in certain places, wells are also used. Hilly areas have little irrigation, which is provided by springs or small canals taken out from rivulets. To make the things more clear, let's observe a topo sheet. Look at this region of northing 16 to 23, with easting 20 to 23. Can you identify various symbols shown on this? A number of symbols shows that the region has several means of irrigation, like a canal, a water tank, Sipu Nadi, perennial wells, dry as well as perennial tanks. To be more specific, let's take them one by one. The presence of number of blue dots is representing perennial wells. Mainly wells and rivers are of two types, perennial and non-perennial. Non-perennial wells and rivers are seasonal, whereas perennial are those having water throughout the year. Thus, perennial wells are shown by blue dots and rivers with blue lines. Village Gulbganj, located in 1920, has a dry tank named as Moti Talao, whereas the village Tokra has a perennial tank with the relative depth of 10 meters. The zigzag lines around the tank indicate that the tank has an earthen dam. There is another well at grid 1621, but it is brackish, which means its water is salty and unfit for drinking. Wells are also lined and unlined. Well at 1622 is an unlined well shown by conventional symbols. You can also observe the presence of a canal in the region which flows from east to west. Sipu Nadi is another source of irrigation shown on the topo sheet. Can you guess the direction of its flow? Sipu Nadi flows from east to west. But how can you confirm that? By following the path of the river, you can observe figures like 9R, 5R, 4R, etc., written along its banks, indicating that it flows from east to west. Besides, this river is perennial, as shown with blue color line. Presence of tube well are also shown on the topo sheet. See this topo sheet 45D/10 and observe grid 0506. Here you can find the symbol of a tube well. Thus, with the help of a topo sheet, one can know about the means of irrigation of a region.